You ever notice how sometimes Amazon makes these moves that leave everyone scratching their heads, and you can't help but think, what's really going on behind the curtain? Yeah, this one's a big one. Amazon pulled out of Google Shopping ads a couple of months ago, and now they're sort of back, but only outside the US. So let's break down what's really happening here, why they're testing things this way, and more importantly, what it means for you as a seller. I'm Sami, Amazon private label brand manager and founder of Labels Growth. I manage A to Z Amazon brand strategy, and I love digging into these shifts because they almost always create hidden opportunities for sellers like you and me. So here's the situation. Back in the late July, Amazon dropped out of Google Shopping ads completely. They went from being the largest spender, around 70% of the total spend, to absolutely nothing, zero. Then just last week they stepped back in, but not in the US. They're only spending again in markets like Europe and Canada, which raises the obvious question: why would Amazon, of all companies, decide to step back in everywhere except the US? The most common theory, and honestly the one I agree with, is that this is a stress test. Amazon is essentially testing how much Google Shopping ads actually matter in different regions. In the US, they dominate. If you search for almost anything on Google, Amazon's organic listings pop up anyway, with or without ads. But in places like Europe or Canada, Amazon doesn't have the same level of dominance. There are plenty of direct-to-consumer sites and retailers competing head to head, so it makes sense that Amazon would pump money into those regions while holding off in the US. Now, what's interesting here is not just where Amazon is spending, but when. Right now, outside of peak shopping events like Prime Day, Black Friday, or Cyber Monday, Amazon is staying quiet on US Google Shopping ads. My bet, they are holding back internationally and will only come roaring back around mid October or later. When Q4 shopping season is in full swing, that way they maximize impact during the heaviest spending months without wasting ad dollars in off peak times. For Amazon sellers and DTC brands in the US, this moment is actually huge. With Amazon out of the picture, there's a lot of less competition on Google shopping ads. Lower competition usually means lower cost per click and cheaper conversions. If you have ever thought about testing Google Ads for your Amazon products or your DTC store, now is the perfect window. Not only can you get traffic for less, but you can also establish a presence on Google Shopping before Amazon jumps back in. That way, when they do return, you're not starting from scratch. You have already got data, audience segments, and ranking momentum working for you. I'll give you an example of how this plays out. Let's say you're selling a product in the US and historically ignored Google Shopping ads because Amazon was everywhere. Now, Amazon's paused. You launch campaigns, build traction, and grab some of that market share. When Q4 hits and Amazon comes back strong, you are in a much better position to compete because you have already carved out space in those ad auctions. And this isn't just about ads, it's about strategy. Amazon has been creating more shopping events year after year, not just relying on Prime Day and Black Friday. By pulling back here, they are seeing exactly how dependent they really are on Google to drive traffic during non-peak times. They'll use the data to double down only where it truly makes sense. So what should you do? Simple. If you are an Amazon seller, start experimenting with Google Shopping ads now. If you are a DTC brand, this is a golden opportunity to grab visibility while CPCs are down. Play with budgets, gather data, and get comfortable running those campaigns before the Q4 madness hits. And if this all feels a little overwhelming, that's exactly what I help with. At my agency, Labels Growth, we handle everything from Amazon PPC to DTC ad strategies. If you're looking to scale your brand and want some help navigating these shifts, feel free to reach out. We'd be happy to help.